Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mm, Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people of God. We thank God for this another day. I am grateful and honored to be before you. I am running behind my usual time because your girl don't like to get up in the morning. Okay, let's just be honest. The alarm clock goes off, but I don't get up. So I'm having control issues. I'm over here fighting the power that is trying to get me up and operating effectively on this morning. But to God be the glory, I'm here. Thank goodness this computer is like from waist up because I'm not finished getting ready yet. I'm not finished. I got my socks on, but I'm not finished. So I do need to get this done. I said, girl, shift gears. So we got the allergy medicine taken, and now I am ready to shift gears to see what thus saith the Lord through me on this morning. I say good morning to each and every one of you. I'm trying to figure out what my game plan is today. I need to set my alarm to let me know what time I need to leave the house. So while you all are coming in, you're getting the notifications. I'm here. You know I come here Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Eastern Standard Time. And I'm here. And if I'm not here, I usually will post that I won't be doing the live. I usually will post it on my Facebook page. So you will get notifications, but I am definitely here. I give honor to God that I am here and that I have a purpose and He has a plan for me. So I'm grateful to be in this place, as I like to say, the place and the space for God to use me. I yield. I yield on this Friday morning. Happy Friday to everyone. I know people hold their breaths and they wait until this day to come. They look forward to this day all week. So we have made it. It is Friday. But when you are always on, even when you off, a Friday doesn't mean a whole lot. Good morning, Danielle. Blessings to you. So we are the firm practitioners in being off but still on. But happy Friday nonetheless. Happy Friday. I hope and I pray that you celebrating and rejoicing that it is Friday, that means that you have some good intentions, whether you intend to work, whether you intend to rest, whether you intend to go to a function, a celebratory function, whatever it is, you have good intentions. If you don't set your intentions, then that's when the day just kind of does whatever it wants to do. So we want to make certain that we have good intentions. Let me take a moment. I need to check my time because I want to make certain, no, I want to make certain I give you all the time that the Lord wants me to give, but I also don't want to be late to where it is I got to go, right? We got to do things in decency and in order. There we go. Let me see how long it's going to take me to get there. I don't know what the weather is like here. Ugh. New York, New York, New York, New York. I'm telling you, New York gets on my ever loving nerves sometimes. Jesus of Nazareth. All right. All right, we gotta cut this short today because I just looked. The traffic is it's Friday, right? It's the traffic. People want to be somewhere. I don't know where everybody decides all of a sudden on a Friday they got to be, and so there is a bit of traffic on the highway that I need to get on. So I need the Lord to go ahead and clear the way, clear the space so that I can get in and out and do what it is God has called me to do on this day. Good morning, Carol. Blessings to you. Happy Friday. I hope and I pray that all is well with you and your household. I am I don't know. For some reason, I feel excited. I feel excited about this day. Thank you so much. I feel excited about this day. I don't know what it is, but I do feel as though I have a burst of energy. I feel like I've got a clear plan for today. I've got two clients to see. I have a consultation session. Um, yeah, what else is on the agenda today? Child, because if I don't see it, if I don't look at it consistently, something will jump out of the mind. So I try to make certain that I look at it written down all the time. Okay, that's about it. And so when I get home, I then can get into some other things that I desire to do on today. So, yes, yes, yes. New York, New York. It's our town. It's our city. That's what we do. Carol is on the subway. You be safe on the subway, Carol. I was on there yesterday. I had to go into the city. And depending on if I'm going to the west side or the east side, dictates the transportation that I take. But when I go to the east side, it is better to take public transportation because you really can't find parking on the east side because that's where a lot of the tourists, it's the touristy part. And so you really can't find you can't find parking. So I had to take public transportation. And I don't know, I don't know if I'm bougie. Okay, because I am a little bit bougie, but for some reason, it seems like when I take public transportation, like I am worn out. I am worn out afterwards. And so I'm like, Lord, I don't know if I'm just putting in extra effort or it's outside of the usual, the normal. I don't know what it is, but it takes a lot out of me. So when I got home yesterday, like I was wiped out. And to God be the glory. I've got people praying for me, PRAYING, right? And so my strength was indeed renewed, and I got through the day. I actually cooked last night. It was just supposed to be for me, but somebody else, he decided that he was going to eat what I cooked. To God be the glory, and he enjoyed it. So it was all good. He was like, "What? No vegetables?" I was like, "Dude, listen. I can fix the meat. That's it. I'm not doing all that extra stuff." But I feel accomplished in that sense. I feel like I'm up. I gave myself a jump start for today. To God be the glory. Like I had already ironed my clothes. I'm already half dressed. I had already ironed my clothes, packed my bag. Everything is set up for me to go. And all is left for me to do is to get out there and to do it. Okay, no problem, Carol. Like I understand how it goes. The reception on the subway goes in and out. To God be the glory. But today, I don't believe there's a huge message on today, unless the Lord has other plans, because my timing is limited on today. I do have to get off this live in a few so that I can finish getting dressed and then head out. Because apparently the Lord needs me to be somewhere at a set time. And so I want to be an obedient vessel in such. So if you are traveling this morning, if you're catching this replay and you're traveling, you're moving about, I pray the Lord's safety be upon you. I pray your angels will go forward ahead of you and safeguard your way so that you can get to and from safely. So this morning I just have I don't know, as I was typing in what the topic was going to be, I just put a better you. That's actually the name of my business. And I don't really know why the Lord had me put that, but I did, right? I did. What's really in my heart on this morning is something that I saw on social media, of course, because I don't read newspapers and such. They have the Department of Education. The Department of Education. The Department of Education. And if I'm not mistaken, and if you watch the news, if you keep up with current events, by all means, feel free to chime in. If I'm off the mark, get me back on the mark in a polite way, of course, because we don't play that. Um, the Department of Education, to my recollection, the Department of Education was under scrutiny by the current administration. And if I'm not mistaken, the Department of Education, this current administration had plans to or wanted to erase the need for the Department of Education. Again, I could be wrong, but this is what I've got in my recollection. That the Department of Education, this is the administrating body that takes care of the schools from preschool to college, graduate school, all of education, right? So, to my recollection, this current administration had plans to eradicate, to erase, to eliminate the need for the Department of Education. Now, lo and behold, last night, yesterday, scrolling through social media, reports are coming out from credible sources, of course, that the Department of Education has removed or changed the verbiage on what they consider a professional degree. And my background, my licensure, my degree, my professional degree is under fire. The degree, the professional degree that they leaned on during the pandemic, where they were calling nursing students and they were calling retired nurses. They were even offering opportunities for nurses who had jobs like office jobs or whatever. They were offering time off, because I remember when I was working in corporate, I was a educator, facilitator in corporate, training nurses, social workers, and other support staff. And they offered me my profession, right? They offered for me to take time off from the job that I was doing to be able to then go help out in the hospitals during the pandemic. Yeah. So this is how much they leaned on the nursing profession. Okay. During the pandemic, which was just 5 short years ago, they were leaning heavily on the nursing profession. Many of the people in the nursing profession, and this is not excluding any other discipline. No, this is not what this message is about. I'm just highlighting the fact that many nurses were in the trenches, right? They were the frontline workers, and they were in the profession, and they were risking their own lives. Many of them lost their lives during the pandemic. So they're in the war fighting a battle. And then 5 short years later, the Department of Education decides that nursing is no longer going to be categorized as one of those professional licensures. So what that means is people who are in nursing school, who desire to go to nursing school, there may not be any funding for you to go get the degree, because the Department of Education has deemed that it is no longer a professional license, which says to them that they no longer have to pay for it. They no longer have to offer stipends and loans and grants and all of these, well, not grants, but they no longer have the right to offer funding for you to get your professional degree. So what that means is those of you who have young people, those of you who are want to become nurses, there may not be any money. where you might get some help, you might get some funding, there won't be any money. You won't be able to get loans for it. And this is what the Department of Education, who was once under scrutiny by this current administration, has decided to do. Well, you might say, well, Shaniqua, I don't want to be a nurse. Nobody in my family wants to be a nurse. This doesn't affect me. Oh, but it does. It affects us all. The Lord had me put up the Lord had me put this up on my Facebook status this morning. And again, I never know why the Lord has me do what he has me to do. I just do it. I tried my best to be obedient, because we talked this week about obedience being better than sacrifice, right? And so I put up on my Facebook status this morning, what you are called to do isn't just for you. It's for your children, your family, your bloodline, the nation, and the kingdom. What you are called to do, glory to God, isn't just for you. It's for your children, your family, your bloodline, the nation, and the kingdom. So you say, well, nobody in my family. No, I don't want to be a nurse. How does this affect me? This is not my fight, right? Because you hear people say that a lot. This ain't my fight. This ain't my battle. If they're going after Native Americans and you're not Native American, you're like, well, this ain't my battle. If they're raiding Hispanic Americans, they're breaking into homes, they're traumatizing children and women and old people. They're breaking into homes. They're bullying people on the roads. They're putting guns in people's face, people of Hispanic descent. And you're like, well, it's not my fight. Ha! Ha! You think it's not your fight, but let's see how it wraps together, because it all works according to the kingdom. It is all about the nations. It affects, if it affects one of us, it affects all of us. Good morning, Charnel. Good morning. Good morning, Donna. Blessings to you. Right. So you might say, you know what? The Department of Education has, eliminated nursing as a professional degree. I don't want to be a nurse. Nobody that I know wants to be a nurse. It doesn't affect us. Let me explain to you in clear, simple terms how it does affect you. So if people whose purpose, whose calling it is to become nurses, to help, to heal the sick, right? We were in Isaiah 60, what was it, 61, talking about our responsibilities. Our responsibility is to heal the sick, to bring sight to the blind. If you are eliminating the funding for nurses to be fully trained, for people to go into the profession, when you get into the healthcare system as a patient, you ain't gonna have no staff. So you complaining about how the airports are crowded and congested, and there's a delay because they laid off the air traffic control people, and you think that ain't got nothing to do with you because you ain't flying nowhere. You scared to fly, so you like, that ain't my wheelhouse. I'm not fighting that fight. That don't got nothing to do with me because I don't fly. That ain't my mode of transportation. But look how it started over there. And if you allow it to happen over there, it will now trickle in and it will now seep under your door. Because when you go into the hospital with any kind of ailment, you are not going to have professional staff to take care of you. And you think you sit in the ER now and wait a long time. Baby, we used to go back and forth talking about a nursing shortage. There was always this major crisis about a nursing shortage. You think there was a shortage then? Wait till you experience the shortage now. Well, you know what? You're not even going to be able to get access to health care. So don't even worry about it because they already cutting Medicaid. They already cutting Medicare. You're not going to be able to work your full-time job because you're going to have to sit at home and take care of your mom and take care of your dad. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about whether or not there's nurses, professional nurses in the hospital or not, because that's going to be you. You're going to be AI, Chat GPT. You're going to be asking them, how do I change a dressing? How do I do a blood glucose stick? How do I check signs and symptoms? How do I listen to breath sounds? You and Chat GPT going to have to learn how to do nursing duties on your mom, on your dad, on your children, because you are sitting back talking about it ain't my fight. Well, this is how it affects the nation. Good morning, Renee. Y'all done caught me on a high horse. Now you poking at me and my profession and what I've stood on for the past 20 some odd years. Oh, you poking the bear now. You poking the bear now. So you may not think it's not your battle, but that's right, Carol. It is all of our battles. And if we just sit back and we turn a blind eye, if we just sit back and allow this to happen, no, we are all going to be affected. And it's going to be a really, really, really sad day. I saw on social media, and again, I didn't get the signal from God. I have a lot of my friends who are prophetic. They get, these alerts. But I did see someone say, and actually I had seen this a long time ago. They were saying that another pandemic was brewing. I wouldn't be surprised. Would any of you be surprised if another pandemic came up? I wouldn't be surprised, right? Not from what we've seen. I certainly wouldn't be surprised. So let's just imagine this. I'm not saying it's going to happen. This ain't that kind of a show, but let's just imagine this. Let's act like this is a Netflix series that we watching. Right? Let's look at the Netflix series. We turn in, we scrolling, we looking for something to watch, and we stumble upon this. Where there's a world where there are no nurses in the hospital. They got robots, okay? They got robots, like the ones in the supermarket that creep up behind you. You don't even know what they're doing, but they just creeping up behind you. So they got these robots, right? They got these robots. They got these untrained, people in as staff, right? We know how the ones without the training tend to act in the hospital, right? They're always overworked and disgruntled. We see them normally in nursing homes. Well, now they're going to be prevalent in the hospital system, right? So get ready. So we're watching this Netflix series, and there's a bunch of disgruntled, tired, overworked individuals with no education, no values, no morals. They just need a paycheck so they can run out and buy some Jordans, right? That's who we got in. This is on our Netflix series, right? And they sitting here and we scrolling through, we stumble upon this show, and there ain't nothing but robots and untrained staff, and everybody's Chat GPT and everything. Everybody's leaning in on AI to figure out what the problem is. We don't need people. We just need warm bodies, right? That's what they were saying during the pandemic in our real world. So that's what we get, right? It's on the Netflix series. And so we're watching this, and you go in, there's a bunch of people in the hospital. Everybody's waiting. Everybody's sick. Nobody's getting taken care of, right? And so you feel like, oh, that couldn't happen in our world. And now all of a sudden you got sick people. And when people get sick and don't get care, what happens? It now goes over to the next people. People without insurance who get sick and can't go to the hospital, what happens? They go to work sick. They contaminate everybody in the office. The people at the office go home. They contaminate everybody in their family. They don't have no insurance to take baby to the hospital. So baby still got to go to daycare, running a fever with a snotty nose. And now in there contaminating your baby. And now your baby come home and now get you sick. And now everybody's sick. If sick people don't have access to health care, they're going to get everybody else sick. So you keep thinking helping the poor is a bad thing. You keep thinking that. But we all going to be poor. We all going to be lacking something. If we lack health care, guess what? Sickness is going to come. So would I be surprised if there was another pandemic? Oh, absolutely not. And the way this Netflix series is turning out, it's going to look just like that. So On my high horse this morning, and good morning to everybody who's coming in. On my high horse this morning, it's all of our fight. And we have to fight this battle. Because it is a battle, right? It is a battle. Not only is it a personal battle, the enemy doesn't want us to succeed. The enemy doesn't want us to be better. The enemy doesn't want us to achieve. And there is a mandate. Yes, there is a mandate in heaven, but there's also a mandate in the pits of hell, where every imp and every demonic entity, every principality is going into overdrive. They are working overdrive to keep us from getting to where it is God has already ordained. Whether they're putting people to block it, whether they're putting policies and protocols in place that are going to block it, whether they're stripping us from our essential rights as human beings. What's funny to me that what they kept as a professional licensure is a vet. So your dog will be able to get coverage by a professional person, but you won't. Make it make sense. Make it make sense where now your dog has better rights than you do. Your dog has better access to healthcare than you do. Imagine that. Now, I have seen a movie. I can't recall what movie it was, but somebody was on the run, I think they were. And the only help they could get was from a vet. The only help that they could get was from a veterinarian. So they had a gun wound. Oh, matter of fact, I think that was, oh, yeah, I know what show that was. I don't know the name of it though, but it was a real show because I watched it. The guy who played Homelander, Star, whatever his first name is, it was one of his movies. So anyhow, so you got this gun wound or whatever, and now all of a sudden this knife wound, this gunshot or whatever, and all you can get help is from a vet. A lot of times they say Hollywood mimics what is to come. Like, so what they fathom, what they make up in the movies, it comes to play in reality. That's right, Danielle, this is straight ghetto. We are living in the straight ghetto where they care more about pets than us, than people. They care more about pets than people. So the mandate for us, right? Because we want to be better. We want our families to be covered. We want our bloodline to be healed, delivered, and set free. We want the people that the Lord has given us charge over, the nations that we have dominion over, that we are called to heal, to bring sight, to feed and to teach and to lead those nations where we're thinking it's just us. No, there's a whole nation, which then ties into the one body, the kingdom. So kingdom is at stake here. So you have to fight like nobody's business to become a better you. You got to get your stuff together. There is a spiritual mandate. The alarm is sounding. It is time for you to get off of your butt. It is time for you to stop sitting on your hands. It is time for you to activate the plan for your life that the Lord has already described, laid out the resources, and you sitting around trying to find something to watch on TV. The mandate is here. The alarm is sounding. If you don't go out to become a better you, hell is going to have their way. Hell is going to have their way because it is ghetto. This is the ghetto world that we live in, and we got to fight like our lives depend on it. So keep sitting around thinking it doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect your people. It doesn't affect your household. It doesn't affect your land. Guess what? It does. Because exactly, Carol, there is a ripple effect. And if the soil in your neighbor's yard is tainted, it's only a moment in time where it's going to seep over into your soil. So keep turning a blind eye to ICE coming in and threatening and being masked up. Ain't nothing but the modern day KKK. Yes, I said it. There ain't no reason why, if you're doing a duty and you're doing a service just what like our cops do, there's no reason why you should be all masked up trying to be incognito. No, show your face, because you know you're doing wrong. You know your family and their livelihood is at stake because you out here doing wrong. But we allow it. We allow it because we say it's somebody else's fight. It's somebody else's fight. Let somebody else go into politics. Let somebody else fight the battle. Let somebody else do this. Let somebody else fight this. No, what about you? What about you? What about your purpose? What about your call? What about the people you have charge over? What about you? So what I say to you this morning, as I'm on my high horse, now the Lord got me all stirred up, and now I got to go out in the street and be everybody's peace. But guess what? You got a job to do. So on this Friday where you're celebrating, I get to rest. The 9 to 5 is over. I get to rest. Do you though? Because even when you're off, you should be on, because there is work that you need to do. What do you need to do to get done in order to become a better you? Because other people's lives are at stake. But you sitting around thinking you got time to write the book, thinking you got time to write, to start the business, thinking you got time to get into that ministry, thinking you got time. But guess what? We living in the ghetto. We ain't got no time. The time is ticking. There's a bomb about to go off. And if you don't get into position, we all are going to be the sacrificial lamb. We're all going to be the one that's going to take the brunt of it, because you are not doing what you're supposed to do. Get your heart in order. Get rid of all of that hidden trauma. Get with somebody and expose the enemy, because the enemy is poking holes in every plan that God has for you. He ain't doing nothing but poking holes. You all triggered. Every time something happened, you triggered. You better uncover that hidden hurt. You better start healing your heart. You better start clearing up your mind so that you can put on the mind of Christ, because people in this society need you. Now that's it, because I gotta go, because there's people out in the street that need me, and my GPS is saying I need to leave this house in 7 minutes, and I still ain't got no pants on. So there you have it. So you all get fire filled. It's time to fight. We got to become better, because not only us, we are dependent upon it, but we as a collective are dependent on it. So go forward today, have an amazing weekend, and I want you on fire, and I want you going after the things that God has said that you can have, like your life depends on it. Because in all honesty, it does. It does. Good morning, Miss Fanny. So go forward, persevere, be persistent, keep at it. If that way don't work, try a different way, but go after the things that the Lord has said for you to do. Get help. Pray for your destiny helpers have already arisen. Your destiny helpers are already waiting. They just waiting for you to say the word. They just waiting for you to inbox them. They ready. They got their coaching packages all together. They got their strategies ready for you, but you won't go get it because of your hidden hurts. Danielle had her session last night on uncovering the hidden hurts with your finances. You don't know how money is tied to all of this. Oh, baby, I'll be on here until tomorrow if I start talking about how money is the root of all of this. Everything that we talked about today, the Department of Education and their convoluted plans, money, root of it. It's the root of all evil. But you too scared to check your own pockets, to search your own heart for the hidden hurt. And it's your heart that's stopping you from doing what God has called you to do. That's it. I'm done. I gotta go. I gotta put my pants on. I gotta get out here in these streets. You all have a beautiful and blessed day, and make certain that your focus this weekend is on becoming a better you. I'll see you on Monday, God willing, and we will continue with our morning motivation, our walk and talk with Shaniqua Inspires, whatever we want to call it. I say it's God's platform, but we yield to Him, and His Spirit had something to say to us today, and I want us to go forward and get it done. Amen. 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 Have a beautiful and blessed day. That's right. Check your heart today. You ain't got time to prop your feet up. You need to check your heart. Amen. All right, everyone. Have a blessed weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Take care.